Well, let me first mention that in the case of choosing and adopting a low carbon sort of pathway of development, there are huge co-benefits. I mean, the first co-benefit that I'd like to highlight is energy security. The second would be improved air quality at the local level, and in general, a much better environment at the local level. There's also growing evidence that you get much higher employment from some of these options. And I think, therefore, what you really need is a combination of innovation, which, of course, is induced by policy, but also, as we discussed earlier, by visionary leadership in the corporate sector. But personal choices make a difference. You take the city of Copenhagen. You see so many people using bicycles over there, and they have absolutely dreadful weather most parts of the year. So if those guys want to use bicycles rather than jump into their cars, they've got something going in their favor, no doubt about it. But, as far as India is concerned, yes, there is this growing set of aspirations. In fact, Tom Friedman, who's a good friend, always says even the poorest in India have middle-class aspirations. And often you go to a slum, the only thing you find over there is a television set. And the downside of that is, what are those guys watching on those TV sets? Soap ops, which fuel these dreams of consuming more and more, getting a car, a bigger house, air conditioning. So, I mean, you can't deny people choices that are obviously coming into their living spaces and are at their doorstep. But this is where I think Gandhi, in a sense, was right. He was once asked, wouldn't you want India to become as prosperous as Britain? And he responded, look, it took Britain to use half the resources of this planet to reach its level of prosperity. How many planets would a country like India require? So I think if everybody in India wants to live the American dream, then I think there's going to be a problem. And I think we'll see that problem very soon. So I think the government and the people are realizing that. We had a solar energy mission, which was formulated in 2010 for setting up 20,000 megawatts of solar capacity roughly in the next 8 years or so. The new government is planning to up that to 100,000 megawatts. Now, that's a stiff target, but it signals the signs of change and a desire on the part of Indian society to deal with climate change effectively. And I think some of us can take a little bit of credit for that, because we've created awareness, and I think people are understanding that it's also a major deviation from values that Indian society has been built on for thousands of years. So I'm optimistic, and I think if some major entities across the globe were to set an example and show that you can develop, you can lead a better existence without necessarily emitting greenhouse gases at the same intensity, that will be a very powerful model for others to follow.